You are tuned in to your dose of positivity. I am Marlene Motivates, and shout out to all my channel members. I am Marlene Motivates, and as I always say, just know it, just breathe it, and be it, and live your best life.
Be encouraged, be inspired, be yourself, you will survive. Just know it, just breathe it, and be it, and live your best life.
Hey everybody, I'm Marlene. I'm the content creator for Marlene Motivates. And on this channel, I speak about motivation, inspiration, and positivity. If you're new here, go ahead, hit that subscribe button. I love to have you over here as a fellow motivator. So welcome to everybody who is here live and those who are listening and watching in the replay. I really appreciate each and every one of you. Today, everybody, we're going to be talking about moving on. And it's in all relationships, moving on, not staying around, not staying in any unhealthy relationships. It's time for us to cut that string, cut the cord, let go, do not look back, and move forward to what is meant to be for us in moving forward. And the only way that we can have the life that we deserve is by not holding on to manipulative relationships, using people. So it is definitely time to have this conversation, moving on and stop giving second chances. And the question that has to be asked everybody is, why do we hold on to people that hurt us? Why is it that we stick around? We stick around and we stay around people who hurt us, who hurt our feelings, who don't give us the support we need, that don't talk to us the way that we deserve, that actually don't love us. And, if we want to be honest, We feel it. We know that they don't love us. We know that we don't care about us, but we kind of um, convince ourselves. We kind of tell ourselves that it's a way other than what we personally believe, and it's just not true. It's not true at all. So hold on one second, guys. It's not true. It's something that we personally are the ones that have to do that for ourselves. We're the ones that have to make the choice to do some things for ourselves. And loving ourselves is not an easy thing. It's not an easy thing to love yourself. It's not an easy thing to make a choice to believe in yourself and walk away. We definitely have to do some real work on us. Showing that we love ourselves and we consider ourselves and we value our time, our effort, and our energy. So don't hold on to people who hurt you. Don't hold on thinking that people will do something different. Okay. And the first point that I want to say is we have to stop holding on and giving second chances to people because we think that they will change. You know, they will convince us, they will talk you into believing because they're really good speakers, right? They know how to say the right words that, to make us believe that they're going to change and how sorry they are. And every single time they come on their knees and they come with their big stories about why I'm going through something and it's this. And even sometimes those same people are the ones that are in the wrong. They're the ones hurting us, but then they make us feel like we are the ones that have caused the problem. That shows that something is wrong. And those are people that we have to let go. The people who manipulate our mind, the people who will not change, they're not going to change. They're going to stay the same. And that's something that we have to come to terms with that. You do. You have to come to terms with knowing that some people really don't care about us. And it's not just romantic relationship. I mean friendships. I mean your relative, any relationship that you could be in. We have to learn to stop giving people more chance. Sometimes that people deserve a second chance, but if a person does something to you the first time, they will do it to you again. If they don't respect you as a person, then they would never do the things that they are actually doing. So don't give that second chance to people thinking that the person will change, even if the story sounds good, even if you do feel sorry for them, even if you do love them and you do care about them and you do support them. We can't think that a person will change unless they're showing you, okay, by their actions that they actually are making changes. And what are some of those changes that they should be making? Showing up for you, supporting you, asking questions, respecting your time, respecting your opinions. Those are the things that in every healthy relationship, you should be able to communicate together without it being to where you feel like you're wrong, to not feel like you're stupid, to not feel discouraged in their presence. They don't make you feel inferior, and they're willing to support you just like you support them. So don't think that somebody will change, because if somebody wants to change, they will. And another reason why we have to move on and to stop giving second chances to people is because, let me get this next point up. We are gullible. Let's be honest, everybody. Sometimes we're gullible, and we're just not in a good headspace, or we haven't worked on ourselves enough. We're vulnerable. We're going through something in our life, maybe going through a certain situation where it's tough, and that person just comes out of nowhere, and we feel that they're the person that we can depend on. But in actuality, sometimes it's that person has portrayed themselves to be this hero to come in and save us. And a lot of times, the reason that they're doing that, coming in like a hero to save us, is because we've told them everything that they need to tell us. We've told them what we wanted, what we needed, what we desire. And they portrayed themselves to be this angel, right? This perfect person, this warrior, this savior to come in and protect us from whatever, when they're actually the person who is victimizing us, right? They're hurting us and bringing us harm. So let's not be gullible. It's very important in all relationships to see things for what it is, and not just see what we want to see. And I'm definitely was guilty of it a lot of times, seeing that somebody kept hurting my feelings, uh, was not respecting me, but I just kept saying they'll change. I kept saying, because how I felt about them. I had to learn to push my feelings on the side. And a lot of times we're not putting our feelings on the side when we need to. You have to make some decisions with your head and not make the decisions of your heart. But we are gullible, we're vulnerable a lot of times, especially after a breakup, after a loss of a loved one, or maybe just being lonely. You want to be in a romantic relationship and you just settle. And I have to say that to all you motivators, let's not settle in any relationship. Don't settle and try to force people to be there for us, or try to force people and you keep telling them over and over again what you want, but they are not giving you what you want. And it's many reasons why people don't give you what you want, because they actually don't care about us. Another reason is because they only care about themselves. And another reason is they have never tried to understand us. They're only about what they want, their own personal agendas. And that's just it. Some people, they don't know how to love. They don't know what love is. They don't know what it is to be a supportive person. And until a person gets into that position to where they are mature enough to be able to take ownership and to be aware of themselves, they're going to keep using you. People will always keep using us until we put up that roadblock and say no. You're the one that has to come out and say, I'm not going to allow you to disrespect me. I'm not going to allow you to waste my time. I won't give you money. I won't do certain things because I respect myself. Okay. And that's a gift that we have to give ourselves. Don't wait for other people to give you that gift. You have to respect yourself, respect your own thoughts. Okay. Now, point number three, we definitely have to move on and stop giving second chances. And a lot of it stems from we don't love ourselves enough. And there's no guide or book that shows us how we should treat ourselves. You know, we're usually just born in this world with the people that have been selected to care for us. And sometimes it works out good and we have a great set of people that love us. And unfortunately, sometimes we don't. Sometimes the people that we have in our life do not care about us, are not supportive of us, are not understanding. They don't want to understand. They don't care. Actually, sometimes they're jealous or they may even hate us. To me, it sounds like something unfathomable that the people that I care about and that I love don't love me back. But that is just the reality. Hey, Vondi, how are you doing? Welcome. Good to see you. Happy Wednesday. Happy hump day. I hope you're well. Thank you so much for being here and supporting. And that's one of the things that it frustrates me a lot, when you have relationships, all relationships, but most of the time romantic relationship, they will prey on your weaknesses. They know what you've been through and they know what has hurt you, and they portray themselves to be something that they're not. They fool you, play games with your mind, and we're too grown, we're too old to allow other people to prey on us, prey on our weaknesses, and to just let excuses. Every single person has a busy schedule. Every single person has a busy life. But if somebody wants to be there and support you and love you, they will. Hey, East, how are you doing? Welcome. Good to see you. Happy Wednesday. Hope all is well in your world. Yeah, and we have to all work on loving ourselves enough. It's something. It's a work in progress. Every single day is different. Some days you feel good about yourself, and some days you don't. Some days you don't. Some days you feel really down in a dark space, and you need the support of others. And unfortunately, a lot of times we don't get the support that we need, the support that we deserve, but we have to be the ones to be our own friend. We have to be the ones to love and support ourselves and take care of our mind, take care of our heart, take care of our finances. We have to do that for ourselves. And we definitely do have to move on, but a lot of times we aren't setting up those boundaries. We haven't put those boundaries in place and told people what we will take and what we won't take. Hey, Realist One, how are you doing? Welcome. Good to see you. Happy Wednesday. Appreciate you being here. And if you guys have not already, please hit the like. I really appreciate it. Yeah. Stop making excuses for your life. If you want to change, show it by your actions. And that's important. So we're talking about moving on and to stop giving chances to people. I see it over and over again. People stay around people, and it's not just romantic relationship. I mean, with friendships, on the job, they keep letting others abuse them, disrespect them, not be there, not support them, and they keep taking it. And I feel that a lot of it has to do with you have not respected your own boundaries. Even sometimes we don't set boundaries with people and tell them what we want, what we want out of the relationship, what we need. And if you haven't done that, you need to start it, because when we don't set boundaries with other people, they're going to make the rules. They will disrespect you. People will keep coming and asking for more and more and more. The thing about most human beings is that they will keep taking and taking advantage of you for as long as you allow them to. As long as you allow people to take advantage of you, they will. Okay? They definitely will. Let's go on to point number 5. We have to move on and stop giving second chances to people. And a lot of it has to do with our gut instinct. We know that people aren't the best for us, and we can feel it sometimes right in our gut. Like they give us that sinking feeling. We feel that something is not right, especially somebody you're dating or you're in a relationship with, or a friend not respecting you or doing some things that is very questionable, but you keep allowing it. Or even in your friendships, you keep allowing them to not support you, or they'll do something that's gone left and you don't like it, but you keep taking it. So when things happen with individuals, there's two choices. You can keep putting up with things, or you can put a stop to it. You got to speak up and you got to tell people how to respect you. We train people how to treat us. We definitely do. And when we feel something is wrong, we get that gut instinct that something's not right with this person, or, something's off. Don't think that it's something personal, something inside. Well, maybe I'm just having a bad day, or maybe I'm just, when our gut instinct tells us something, or when we discern something isn't right about somebody, most of the time we're right on point. We have to follow that gut instinct. We have to follow discernment, and don't just push it off and say, oh, it will be okay, or oh, it will get better. If something is not good within a relationship and something doesn't feel right, there's something not right about it. Don't force yourself to stay in relationships that somebody is using you, somebody's taking advantage of you, somebody is not giving you the things that you want and need. It's okay. It's better a lot of times for us to either stay by ourselves or to just have maybe one friend or just a few people in our lives that actually care about us and will listen to us and are supportive of us than to have a big group of people. I see it a lot. People will um, have a big group of people, but then when something important, something special is happening to them, they don't have that support that they actually want and need. And I think that's sad. So pay attention to how other people are treating you. We have Miss Eunice in the building. How are you doing, Eunice? Welcome. Good to see you. All is well here. Thank you so much. I hope all is well with you. And that's something that I definitely had to learn. I had to learn that when something didn't feel right about somebody, and even for me to not push it down. I used to give my own relatives more passes than they deserved, and just thinking, that's my relative. I got to take that. I got to take that. And I grew up that way into thinking that if a person was my relative, that you have to forgive them, you have to allow it, you have to, because that's your relative. No, you're a human being. You have feelings. You deserve to be respected. You deserve to be supported. You deserve to be treated in a kind way. You deserve to receive compassion. And we don't always get what we put out there. And if you're not getting back and receiving um, love, compassion, support, understanding, you need to walk away and to not keep taking, taking, and thinking that is my only option. I have to keep taking this foolishness. I have to keep taking this disrespect. And we don't, you know, that's the thing. We don't have to keep taking it. We don't have to continue to allow disrespect. I'm doing great. Thank you. Awesome, Miss Eunice. I'm glad you're great. I love to hear when others are in a good space and they're doing good as well. So grateful to hear that. Thank you so much. And if you guys have not already, please hit the like. I'd really appreciate it. I just have three more points today. Point number six, when we know it's time to move on and to stop giving second chances. We give second chances sometimes because we don't want to be alone, whether that romantic relationship, you don't want to be alone, you want to be in a romantic relationship, or with a friend, you don't want to go out by yourself, you want to have a friend, or you want to have somebody to listen to. But if it's not supportive, if you're being used, if you're being manipulated, if you're being taken advantage of, it's better to do things by yourself than to be around people who are disrespectful, rude, inconsiderate, you know, controlling. No, you don't need that. It's better to be by yourself than to be around people who don't support you, don't listen to you. And we keep giving them second chances because ultimately we don't want to see. And I know for myself, I didn't want to see the things that people were doing. I didn't want to admit it to myself. It's not that I didn't see what they were doing. I wasn't ready to believe that. I wasn't ready to process it. I didn't want to process that the person or persons that I cared about actually didn't care about me. Actually, sometimes we know for sure that these people hate us. We know that they're taking advantage of you. We know that they don't care anything about us. We know a lot of times ultimately that they're jealous of us, or they're a backstabber, or or they do, shady things, but we continuously allow them to treat us in a way that mm, that is not good. Thank you so much, East. I appreciate it. We allow ourselves to be in relationships like that, that are toxic, that are using relationships because you may not want to be alone, right? And you don't have to. See, what I had to come to that space and learn is that even if we personally are a good person, you're a good woman, you're a good man, don't settle. Don't feel that this is all I deserve, this is all I can get. Because when we hold on to a toxic relationship, you hold on to a toxic person, we allow ourselves to not be with somebody who would actually deserve us, that would actually respect us and support us and be kind and give us the things that we need. So we have to let go sometimes and step out on faith and know that when I release them, yes, it's going to hurt for some time. Yes, I'm going to feel sad and all of those things, but it's okay. Allow yourself to have that time to heal and to step back from those people. And then you'll start to see more healthier people will start coming around, people who will actually talk to you, communicate, understand you, support you without you having to do something. And I used to think that way all the time, that part of probably being the controlling person that I was, I felt that I always had to do things for everybody and it had to be the way that I wanted it to be. Got to let go of that control and let people do what they want to do, because just because we're doing all of this kind stuff, you're being nice to people, you're being supportive, it does not mean that's going to make them love you, that's going to make them be there for you. So you're putting your time, your effort, your energy into all of these individuals in your life, and they don't respect you, they don't care, they're just happy that you continue forking out that money, giving them those rides, dropping them off places, doing things for them, listening to them when they're having a bad day, but they are never there for you when you have your bad days. And I had to come to this realization, and this is my seventh point. We think we need people. We think we need certain individuals in our life, whether it's a relative, it's a friend, a romantic relationship, whoever it is. We feel that we need people in our life. We need that certain individual. We have to have them, right? But actually, it's the other way around. They need us. We usually are the strong person, you're usually the good person, the the supportive person, the motivated person, the person who's getting things done. So we get it backwards sometimes. We feel that we need people in our life and I don't know what I'll do without them, but actually it's the other way around. They are the ones that are going to need us and miss us, because when you're a good person, when you're a good woman or you're a good man, there's not a lot of us out there that will do the things that we do. So don't think that you need people. You need to hang on to people, because I will never get somebody else to love me or support me like they do. Mm-mm. It's the other way around. Know your worth, everybody. I feel that that's so valuable and important. Hey, Only Zone, how are you doing? Welcome. Happy Wednesday. I feel that that is so important for us to talk about this and to say that we feel a lot of times that we need people in our life, but it's really just a reflection of ourself. We feel that way because we're not working on ourself enough and pouring love into ourselves. We got to put that out in the atmosphere. I love myself. I'm going to respect myself. I'm going to set boundaries, and only the people who deserve me, who respect me, who support me will get back my time, my effort, and my energy. I see we have Puzzle Pieces here. How are you doing, Puzzle Pieces? Good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate your support. I hope all is well with you. Thank you guys so much. And thank you, everybody, for the likes. I really do appreciate it. Yes, thank you. So I got my last point, and then I'm going to put the link in the chat. Um, Point number 8, we have to move on and stop giving second chances to people because it's hard to say it, but it's true that we put our lives on hold for people. You put your life on hold for your romantic relationship. You put your life on hold for a spouse or significant other. You put your life on hold for your children. You put your life on hold for your relative. You put your life on hold for a workplace, a job, or money, whatever it is. You put your life on hold for friends. You're kind, you're there for them, you're supportive. But what about you? What about your goals? What about your wants? What about your needs and the things that you want to accomplish? We get outside of our goal, our focus in our life because other people become our life. We're not putting enough effort and time into ourselves, and we have to do that. We got to have our own life, a life outside of other people, a life outside of your children, whoever is in your life. Go out there and enjoy yourself, have some fun, solo dolo, right? Do something for you, that brings your energy up, that rises your vibration, things that make you feel good about yourself. Having your own set of hobbies, um, having your own set of friends, quote unquote. But you got to have a life outside of other people and not just build your life around certain individuals. And I say that because I was very focused in on certain individuals. And then when certain individuals, either the relationship didn't pan out or they were no longer here, I was crushed because that was my whole life. And I had to say, I'll never make that mistake ever again. While we have people in our life that we care about, that they're important to us, yes, that's good. But also, we can't make them the whole summation of our life. We got to have something outside of them. So do that for yourself, respect yourself, and get into that hobby, get into that goal, something that you want to do with your life. Yeah, all of that. So those are all the points that I had. I'm going to put the link here in the chat, for if someone has something to add to this conversation. You're welcome to. I think that is very important to have this conversation about stop giving second chances and to move on, because a lot of times we stick on and we hold on to people waiting for them to change, and I can say for me, waiting for people to grow up, because everybody's on different levels in their life. And what if those people, they never grew up? I was holding on to somebody and they never grew up. They never were able to give me what I needed. And I knew that going into the relationship, but I was just waiting for them to change. I thought by me giving so much love to them, so much friendship, so much kindness and consideration, that I would get it back. And I never did. So it's one of those things, like, we waste our time, we waste our effort, and we waste our energy on people who will never do anything. They will never be supportive of us. They will never understand or attempt to try. We can't make people do right by us. We can't. No matter how much we try, no matter how much we want people to, we can't make people do the right thing. We can't make people treat us the right way. We can't. We can't. It will never change. And it does take a lot of courage for us to come to that space in our life and to be strong enough to say it to ourselves. I deserve to move on. It's time. We have to say that to ourselves. It's time for me to move on because this person is not good for me. This person does not respect me. This person doesn't love me. This person is not considerate of me. This person doesn't do the things that I actually need. Yeah, we have to understand that part. Okay. Miss Eunice says, it's really a waste of time and energy. It is, Eunice. It's such a waste of time and energy. It's something that we're the only ones that can say for ourselves when we've had enough. Nobody can say and do that for you but you. You have to be the one to say, I've had enough. I'm done with this. I'm tired of the disrespect, the manipulation, the drama, the foolishness. Yeah, all of that. We're the only ones that can say that. And I see Miss Puzzle Pieces says, member for 6 months. Awesome. Thank you so much for your support, Puzzle Pieces. Puzzle Pieces says, I don't give second chances to some people. I feel you, Puzzle Pieces. I understand it. And Miss Eunice says, so true. Yes, it is so true. And I see Miss Nexie here in the background. So let's welcome Miss Nexie to the show.
Hello, Marlene. Hello,
Hi.
chat.
How are
How are
you?
you?
Doing amazing. Thank you so much.
The water is finally over, so I feel more
Good.
with a little bit more time. I feel more comfortable now. I have a leak in the roof, so it's going crazy. But back
Oh,
to your topic. Back to your
I'm
topic.
sorry.
You know how it is. California. It's right now. It's yeah. We're an entire ocean now.
Mm,
Yep, but that's
sorry to
okay.
hear
That's
that.
okay. We're here, Marlene. We're alive. We have one more
Yes.
day to to do better, to do better, to be better. So
Right.
no complaints here. Water, it dries, no big deal. Houses, we can always rebuild them. um, you know
Mhm.
um, Furniture, we can always buy more. But we're here, we
Right.
can make a difference, and that's it. But back to your topic. I know that many people criticize me, Marlene, because I don't give second chances. I've been burned enough, times for me to finally learn that, um, not to give second chances. I know that before, people have been like, no, I do. That's weird. That's not right. Oh no, I always give. I used to be like that. I used to always give second chances. Long, long time ago when I
Mhm.
was younger, but I've been burned enough to, now I see that I learned to understand, when you can and you cannot give second chances.
Mhm.
My kids, yes, we have to sometimes give them more than second chances, right?
Yes.
But to some people, in the family, even though they are family, I don't. You should know better. We're family, right?
Mhm.
Um, to friends, I don't.
Mhm.
So a lot of people look at it like, that's not right. You're probably, you probably hate people, or you probably, mean or whatever. But I don't care. It's a peace of mind for me.
Yep. So Miss Nexie, let me ask you something. What are some of the things that do you give like warnings? Do you have conversations, or does it depend before you cut
No.
people off?
Well, with friendships, when I offer my friendship, I normally do, they see how I am, and I always tell them, this is my likes and dislikes, because we're friends now, right? So this is,
Mhm.
I will tolerate this, I won't tolerate that. Um, so I don't do it without warning,
Okay.
because even in friendships, Marlene, we have to tell our friends, we don't like when you do this, or I feel weird when you do this other thing. So you have to be honest with your friends, so that when you take that stand and say, that's it, I'm not going to give you another chance. It's because they already know what you expect from them. Because we have to have
Mhm.
expectations on everything, right? Like we have on our children, we have on our spouses, we have certain expectations from people. So I do come out as, what you see is what you get, which is someone that, is helpful. It's always going to be there for you. As long as, and I always tell this to people, I'm your friend until you don't want me to be your friend anymore. At that point, then yeah, that's it. But if there's nothing in between, we're going to be friends forever. Because I have friends of many, many years, since childhood. So that's why, I tell people this is what I like and I don't like. So, there are not many things, Marlene. Just don't lie to me, right? Don't deceive me. Don't ask me for money.
Yeah.
Don't
Don't.
ask me for money. No, I'm
Mhm.
just kidding.
That's that's no. That's an honest
But I
thing. Next.
do, yes, I do not mix, money with friends and family. And we've talked about this before. I think I'm not sure if we have, Marlene. Have we?
Uh, I think maybe we've touched on it, but we've never like got into it all the way.
Right. Yeah, that's what I thought too. And if I haven't, I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it for the first time. But if I have, I'm gonna say it again. I do not mix business, like I mix money with family or good friends.
Mm-hmm.
A friend that you know I don't consider my best friend or whatever. I don't mix money with anyone that I love very, very much. What I do though, if I cannot lend you the entire amount, I will help you with some, right? I don't leave you high and dry. I do help. But let's say, I remember one time somebody asked me if I could lend them 1,000. And not that I can't, Marlene, it's not that I can't. I just didn't want that amount to to
Mm-hmm.
be the source of us losing, friendships, or us, or that getting in between our friendship. So what I did
Right.
is I told this person, I know I can't, I don't mix, money with friends or family, but I said I can
Mhm.
give you this amount. Just try to find the rest. And that on itself, saves the friendship, right? It helps it that
Mhm.
say, okay, it's not that she doesn't want to help me. It's not that she can, it's just that something has happened to her before, so she won't go there with friends or
Yeah.
family.
I agree with that, Nexie. When you get burned like that, when you do something nice and kind and then you start getting avoided, like they avoid you or they get an attitude or they start like, I don't know why they I don't know why she keeps asking me back for this money and she knows she doesn't need it back.
Well, yeah, no, she's got money. Like, I don't know why
She
she
got
wants it.
money.
Because it's my money.
Yeah. I Nixie,
Even if
that's
I
something
have
that
it.
I've never understood that part when people get an attitude and they're the ones that came to you for the money and they get upset when you ask back for it. And I'm like, I didn't ask you for the money. You asked me. I just want you to give me back the arrangement.
She has money. I don't understand why she wants it back. Who cares if I have money? Who cares if that person has money? This is their money. Give it back to them or give it back to me. It doesn't matter how much money I have or don't have. The point here is that when you were in time of need, I lended you a hand to get you out of that problem. Now,
Yep.
whether I have that amount or probably, 100,000 times more, it doesn't matter. Still my money. And it's just a matter of principle. That's what I tell people. It's just a matter of, principle. I gave you this money and you're on your little hands, without hesitation. So why can I get it back the same way?
Mm-hmm.
I've had money thrown on my face when I have asked back for it.
Mm.
Yep. Thrown on my face here. God, I can't believe you're asking back for it. Like, what? So that's why
Yeah.
I'm like, mm-mm.
Mm-hmm. But Nexie, I have to say that I don't give money to people. I have to have a certain relationship with you. And we have to have, like, there has to be something to where you've shown me that you can trust. And it's gone both ways because I have had friends that I've been in need and they've helped me and vice versa. And then I help them. That's different if a person has a track record. We help each other. That's different. But I still try my best to not let it be something on a regular basis. If once in a while it happens and it's not a lot, and for me, not a lot, I would say like maybe a person wants $100 or $200, but $500 and up, I don't give that kind of money out. But something I can stand to lose, I don't mind to, because I know that either way, either if they can give me back or they can't, I know it won't ruin the friendship. But if somebody owes me $500 or $1,000, that's going to make me upset.
Exactly, because and then you see them, um, doing other things with like with your money. They go out shopping, they do certain things, or they go out on a trip, not a pleasure trip, and there's your money, right? Every time they
Hmm.
do something, you're like, that's my money. You start
Exactly.
realizing that your money goes everywhere with these people. And it's not that it does go, it's just that the way you're looking at it, if this person doesn't pay you, is, oh, there's my money again. Now I understand why she borrowed the money or he borrowed that money. It wasn't because they needed it. It was just, for pleasure or greediness or whatever it was.
Yes. I think that's so important. See,
I
I think
lost you for a minute. I'm not sure.
I know I was going through the buffering thing.
Yeah, but I'm going through the same thing here. Remember, we have all our internet is being crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, so I just like what you were saying, it's so important for us to set those boundaries. We got to set boundaries with people. And a lot of times people get upset. I know when I made changes that I before used to be like freely open-handed giving out or always showing up to everything and supporting everybody. When I stopped it, they're like, "You're not coming?" No. And they're like, "Are you sick?" No. I was like, "I just don't want to go." And they're looking like, "What?" And I said, "Yeah." I said,
You see
I'm
the
in the phase
change?
of my life to where I can be honest with myself. I know if I go there, I'm going to have an attitude or I'm going to be complaining, and I don't want to do that. I think. Are you still there,
You were
Nexi?
buffering. Yeah, you
Oh,
were
I was.
buffering. I
Oh,
was
I was.
Yeah, I was waiting because you kept on buffering. So I was like, okay, let me wait. So I won't say something like right after her. She'll be like, what? When she comes
Oh,
back, she'll be
okay.
like, what is she talking
Okay,
about?
I'll say it again. I had to get to a stage in my life where I would allow myself to, when I don't like something, to learn how to be honest with myself.
Mm-hmm.
Want to show up to something, then I'm not going to show up, and people get mad at your honesty.
Yeah, but people, you see, and this is what I tell people like that too, is that it is it's unfair for people to get upset at you, to get mad at you when you are being honest enough to tell them, I don't feel like going today and therefore I'm not going to go. I'm not going to go ruin your party or your
Mhm.
mood with my presence, my not wanting to be here presence, right?
And
My
then they'll
not
get
wanting to
mad.
be
You show up with your hands folded. When is this going to be over?
Exactly. So, in times like that, I use my favorite tool. Oh, so and so doesn't want to go. I'm sorry. Oh, I understand. I understand. Yes, yes, yes. No, it's okay. Don't worry about it. Next time. Yep, next time. No, no. I'm. It's. Some people you can be honest with. We know that, right, Marlene? There's some people you
Mhm.
can't, but there's some families or friends that we really can't. So we have to use the special tools.
Yeah, it's some people, unfortunately, I don't get it that some people don't understand that, you know,
That you're not always going to be available, my friend.
right. Boy, you're a mind reader for sure.
No, it's because I've been there so many times. People expect for you to be like this or for
Mhm.
you to do this or for you. No, 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 no. You see, that's I think where we make the biggest mistake is that we expect things to always be a certain way or always be okay. There's sometimes people don't want to go. Maybe they cannot afford the gas, as you said before, you know? Maybe
Mhm.
they cannot afford to buy you a present. Maybe
Mhm.
right now they're going through something that cannot afford them to be there with you. So
Yeah.
we can't be selfish. We can't.
You can't, you never know another person's circumstance. You don't know what they're going through. And we don't always tell all of our business because there are some people that even if you tell them, they're still not going to care anyways. So why even bother?
Yeah, they'll be like, what does that have to do with me?
Mhm.
You can still come and just sit there. You're like, are you kidding me? Did you not hear me? Do you not know me that if I am going through this right now, I'm not going to be, good for your party?
Mhm.
But going back to money, Marlene, I have if I my kids I raised them, right? My
Mhm.
children, if I lend them money, okay, when they ask me, mom, can you lend me, or can I get a loan from you for this amount? My kids will return that amount, Marlene. They don't go, well, she's my mom. It's okay. My kids will say,
Mhm.
mom, I'm going to give it to you, little by little, or do you want me to hold on until I can get the full amount? And I tell them, whatever works for you, it's okay. But, for me, it will be better, I say, if you just hold on to that money as if you're giving it to me and then give me the full amount. I feel
Mhm.
that better because that way you'll know that you have given me the right amount. So,
Right.
and my kids know that if they borrow from someone, I know that they have never had the need to go anywhere else. They always come to mom.
Mhm.
So if they borrow, they pay me back. But I'm sure that if they have borrowed from somebody else, they'll pay them back the same way because that's the way I brought them up. Now, when they tell me, mommy, can you give me this amount? I know that there's no way they're gonna pay me back, right? Because they
Mhm.
need that amount. So I just give it to them. I gift them whatever.
Right.
But you have, again, we've been talking about this for a while, which is why I'm bringing my kids up right now, Marlene, is because we have to raise kids this way, going to raising them with morals, and good
Mhm.
understanding of money, that it doesn't grow on trees. Although somebody said that to me when I was little, and I literally was looking around the trees to see if they grow money. And I asked my dad eventually, when does the money come? Is it like avocados that it comes every so often? My dad looked at me like, yeah, no, you took that literally. So,
Yeah.
so we have to start at home, Marlene. We have to be the example for these people. And even
Mhm.
for those who don't pay us, Marlene, even for those who don't pay us.
Mhm.
I did this with somebody in my family that I no longer, lend money to.
Mhm.
I lent them money, and, every time I ask, it was an attitude. So I said, never mind. It wasn't a huge amount. It was big amount, but it wasn't huge where to the
Mhm.
point where I was going to resent them, as you said. So
Right.
one day we went somewhere, and on purpose I said, you know what? Can you lend me 40? I'll give it to you when we get home. And oh, sure, sure, no problem. So that person lent me the 40, and then we left. I texted my husband. I said, hey, be ready so we can go right away. And I did it on purpose. So my husband was ready. We left, and I didn't give him a chance to ask me for the 40 back, right? So,
Mm.
Marlene, do you know that 24 hours later, that person texted me, hey, you know how I lent you that 40? You never gave it back to me. I said, oh, do you remember when I lent you blah, 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 blah? Yeah, to this day, I haven't seen it.
Mhm.
I said, but you know what? I'll try to pay you next week. no, no, wait, give me till Friday. I'll try to give it to you Friday. And the way he was thinking is, you have money. You guys both have, education. You guys both have good jobs. You guys both have blah blah blah. It doesn't matter. Still my money that I work very very hard to earn,
Mm-hmm.
right? So it took me probably about 3 months to give him back the 40. And we will go to parties, okay? And I'll be there talking to everybody. I'll say hi. I will say, go out to him, say hi, how you doing, blah blah blah. Oh, yeah, I was just wondering, do you have the money now? Oh my God, I forgot my wallet. I'll give it to you so and so time. You know, and
Mm.
eventually, I at one party that it was at his house, I made a toast I did, Marlene. I'm sorry. We were over there. We were sitting down at the table. We are having a great time. I made a toast. I said, I just wanted to thank you guys. Everybody was looking at me like, this is not a wedding. What are you doing? I said, I want to give a shout out to blah, blah, blah. No, I want to give a toast for so and so. Such a great host and, amazing food. And I just wanted to, tell him, thank you for lending me the $40 for 5 months, even though I haven't lended you the money for almost 2 years now. You haven't paid me back, but here's your 40.
Whoa, what a toast.
my my kids were like, oh my God. But it was all family, Marlene. It was all family.
Oh,
I
okay.
just wanted us, yeah, it was a family gathering. And I just wanted them to know because I'm sure he was talking to everybody about the $40 that I owed him. Right. So I
Mhm.
made it a point to say, okay, here, here's your 40. Thank you for hunting me down for this $40. Even though I haven't asked you back for the so and so amount you owe me, here's your 40 that you've been bugging me for. And my husband was just like shaking his head, like, oh my God.
Yeah. And those are the people, Nexie, that you teach them a lesson.
Which is why I did it.
Yeah, you teach them a lesson, and then they know that they can never come back.
Yeah, oh yeah, and the rest of the family, and that's the day, Marlene. I was younger, right? I was more like feisty back then. So I
Mhm.
did the toast for everybody to see, and I said, and thanks to this person, from this day forward, nobody ever ask us for money. We don't lend. We're not a bank. We're not, a credit union.
Mhm.
We're not anti savings and loan, Alco savings and loan. Yeah, we don't do that anymore. So from this day forward, if
Yeah, if
if
you're
you don't
going through
have a need,
something.
you don't ask me for anything. If I offer you something, it's different. But this is it. And I gave him the $40, and my kids were just looking at me, just smiling, like, "Oh my God, mama."
And next to East Dad said, "Let me hold something."
So from that day forward, people understood that, hey, don't mess with her, right? Because
Mhm.
it had been 3 years at that point, Marlene, when I asked for the $40 for that person, that to this day they never paid us back. But he never paid me, he never paid us back. But it had been 3 years up to that point, and I borrowed $40, and he was hunting me down for those 40.
Oh man, he was probably desperate for it.
Mm-hmm.
East Dad said, "Can he borrow $20?"
Not even he cannot even borrow my smile. Not even the air I breathe is that. No, Marlene, people think that, and this is something that I've never understood. I, even though I have family, I feel very uncomfortable asking,
Mhm.
can I borrow this amount? Can
Very
I,
uncomfortable.
because I know that people have needs too. And maybe they're, taking out of, because they love you, they're borrowing from others so they can lend you the money. So I feel
Mhm.
very uncomfortable asking people for money like that, and I will never ever not pay back ever. Like that will be
Yeah.
even mortifying to me. Like I wouldn't be able to do that. I have to pay back.
Yep. I, and I'm the same way. You know what I have done before, Nexi? I know, like, I'll tell them, give me 2 weeks before I give them back because I know it will be on my next payday. And even if I'll be like not having probably gas money or whatever it is,
Mm-hmm.
I will give it back just because I don't want to mess up that relationship with somebody.
Exactly.
Yeah, I was like, even if I'm at a loss, and I'll be like, here,
But you
here.
were raised that way. You were
Yeah, I was
raised
raised
the
that
right
way.
way.
Mhm.
That's what I'm saying. It's, it starts at home.
And
I my
even my mom used to tell me when somebody does something nice for you and puts you in that situation to help you, my mom always says, as a thank you, give them an extra $5 or $10.
Yeah. 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 Or if somebody gives me a ride, I give them 20, 10, especially right now,
Hmm.
20 bucks, 40 bucks, because gas prices are, horrendous. They're super
Yes.
high. And second, this person is taking their time to give you a ride, to
Mhm.
take you somewhere. So we have to, that's why I keep on telling people, you have to make sure that you raise your kids right, because everything starts at home.
It
you
does.
know this People that borrow never pay, or people that take advantage of friendships, or are always talking about others behind their back, things
Mhm.
like that. They have grown up with that in their family. It is
Yep.
that's why they do things like that.
Hmm. E- East says, I don't ask anyone for sheet. I don't have anybody to borrow from. I've done payday loans in the past.
Hmm.
Mhm. If
Hmm.
I'm in that sort of predicament, now you guys are going to think I'm weird, but growing up having Caribbean parents, my mom and dad always taught us to learn to borrow from yourself. I have funds out there that I can't touch, like accounts, but if
Hmm.
I touch it, it's going to ding me so hard that I don't even think about it. But sometimes you have to say, I have to. My parents taught me how to borrow from myself.
You pay yourself back.
Mhm.
That's what I yeah that we have similarities because that's how we grew up. My dad always brought us up with, make sure you have, from every paycheck, you put away for a rainy day.
Mhm.
And even though in our household it was pouring, Marlene, it wasn't drizzling, it was pouring. My dad always made us put some away.
Mhm.
Just put it away. Don't think about it, because one day you will need that. And if you don't, for the grace of God, if you don't need it,
Mhm.
by the grace of him, then you have that savings. You
Mhm.
can do whatever, but always put away for a rainy day. From our paycheck, it will be, I say paycheck, but from our money that we earn, whatever job we were doing, he never asked us for anything. But what we will do is, pay a couple of bills for him, or even if he didn't ask, we'll put some money, in his dresser or whatever, and then spend 25% of our pay, and then put the rest away.
Mhm.
Because he always brought us up that way, always expecting something to go wrong so that we can be prepared.
Right. And that's the best way, Nexi. So great conversation, great topic. To stop giving second chances to people. Any final words?
um for me, the only thing I can say, and then the reason why, Marlene, I don't give second chances, is because when people that know you do you wrong, do something to you, knowing how you are, um, if you give them second chances, they'll do it again, and they'll do it again, and they'll do it again. Even if they say they won't, they still do. And so for me, is be careful who you give second chances to.
Hmm.
You know, um, make sure that this person is worthy of your second chance. That's pretty much all I can say.
Awesome. Yes, I concur with all of it, Nexi. And my final thoughts are, be careful about who you give second chances to, because people can get into a cycle of saying, I can, all I have to do is say sorry and I can get them back, or all I have to do is buy them a gift and I can get them back. People know you, and they know that you're probably a very kind person, and you have a hard time letting them go. So show them different. Show them you value yourself and you respect yourself, and don't give second chances to people, especially the ones who use you, manipulate you, and play games. So, thank you guys so much for tuning into today's live stream. Shout out to Miss Nexie. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And don't let these pretty faces fool you. We don't give second chances to everybody. Thank you for having me, Marlene.
No problem. And everybody, I will see you guys tomorrow on the next dose of positivity. Bye bye, guys.
Bye, everybody.
Be encouraged, be inspired, be yourself, you will survive. Just know it, just breathe it, and be it, and live your best life.
Forgive me, I love me. I've been blessed that I have made it through. I'm stronger and worthy. I am enough now. What about you? I forgive me, I love me. I've been blessed that I have made it through. I'm stronger and worthy. I am enough now. What about you? Ooh, hey, yeah.
Shout out to Miss Nexie.